But the audio's not working. Videos will still be up, but hopefully audio will be soon. So let's first do what? What do I need to do first?
Find the slope.
Find the slope. So 4 minus negative 1, 3 minus negative 2. Of course, plus, plus, plus. Oh, crap. I wanted a much harder one. 1. I'll show you. 1. That's an easy slope.
So like the form, percent of form is it just AX plus BY equals
C. But what form are we always going to start with?
Point slope.
Point slope. Now my question is, it does not matter which part I use, which one you want to use. It's so predictable. Every single class says that. Because I know what you're thinking. Why are you picking the right one?
Positive numbers.
Positive numbers. But think about it. When I put them in point slope form, don't they become negative numbers? This point slope form is minus. It doesn't matter. We'll use it. So y minus 4 equals my slope 1, x minus 3. You can write 1 with the parentheses. It's up to you if you like to do that. It's fine. But now I have to start simplifying it. Well, no fractions. Yay, I don't have fractions. But I have to take my x and y over the same side. But I have to be smart about it. Don't take the x over this way. Why?
Because x is positive.
Because it would make it negative. It's positive now, it would make it negative. We can't have a negative coefficient to x. So I need to take my y over. So I'll subtract y. Can I at the same time add 3? Can you follow me if I do that? Now, I'm a little OCD. This is technically right. But I'm a good little mathematician and I like it in pure standard form. Where the x and the y equals a constant. This is right. This is 100% right. Just this is prettier. Okay, and let me show you an example here. So this one gave us a nice slope. Let's say we had something like this. Let me change my color here. Hypothetically, let's say we had something like y minus 3 equals 5 halves. I'll erase the whole thing. Erase the whole thing. Okay, guys, you up here? Okay. Let's say this was the case. I have to get rid of fractions. You remember how to get rid of fractions? Multiply by your common denominator, in this case, 2. Everything gets the 2. All 4 terms. So I'd have 2y minus 6, and the 2's will cancel. 5x plus 12. Then you can take your x's and y's over. I just wanted to make sure we remembered that. Yeah. Okay. Questions? Then how about a you try? So I want you to give me a standard form for the line that passes through those points. So you try it on yours while I finish up those calculators. And get my battery, apparently. My apologies, you will have to log in again, simply because I booted you off to give you the new system. Yeah, you can log in. You're good. And do not look up till you're done. And once you finish, you can look up, see if you got it. And then you've got a response, a U-try on your calculator. So log into your calculator again. Usually you only have to do that once a class, but. And then remember to submit, you go to doc. And if you made an error, please fix it.
And it doesn't matter which point you put it.
Not at all. Your work will look different, but your answer should be the same. Okay, as some of you are finishing up, gonna go over it. Slope, be careful of your signs. -6 minus -4 makes it plus. I get a -2. 8 minus 5, I get 3. So there's my slope, -2/3. Doesn't matter which point you use, I tend to use the smaller one. So I have y minus negative plus your slope, x minus 5. Point slope form is always minus. Okay, then what I did here is I multiplied by 3 right off the bat. Not right off the bat. I distributed first, then multiply by 3. You don't have to. You can multiply by 3 here, then distribute. But I multiply by 3 here, or some of you can take it further. You do a common denominator here first, and then multiply by 3. Doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with. And then when you take your x, you make sure your x coefficient is positive. So I take it over to my left. So I show you 2x plus 3y equals -2. If you haven't already, please click in on your calculator. Let's see how we did. 2 are still working, so a few little mistakes. A couple little mistakes. From the beginning, I don't know what happened there, but. Okay, so I've got all 14 when it says 12, 14. Okay, sounds good. And let's keep trucking. Let's refresh our memories a little bit on graphing. So I want to identify the slope and y-intercept of 8x plus 5y equals 20. Then graph it. So what do I have to do first? Yes?
Well, first.
What's that called? General theory.
Moving
I'm moving it, but what am I trying to move it to?
the other side. It's not this
Why do I not want it to look like this?
Oh, you want slope intercept.
I want slope intercept form. So you guys are telling me how to get the slope intercept form, but you're missing the point that the point is we want slope intercept form to find the slope and y-intercept. Okay? So I'm going to subtract 8y from both sides, or 8x. So I get 5y, that's a 5, believe it or not. I tend to put my variable in front. You don't have to. I'm just a good little mathematician. Divide by 5. Now remember, when you divide, you're dividing both terms. So here I get negative 8/5 x. Here I get plus 4. Make sure you divide both. Now this won't get you credit because it says identify the slope and y-intercept. So I literally have to identify what's my slope. Negative 8/5. What's my intercept? 4. Looks like a y, but that's a 4.
Could you just say 4? Do you have to say like?
You have to say like
0
y equals 4
4?
or something.
Oh, that's a good question. I used b, which is universally known as the y-intercept. It would accept either.
Cool.
I would accept either. But to graph it, I'm going to go on the y-axis, plot 4. Now I don't know about you guys, but I always, with slopes, I always move right. Negative tells me up or down, I always move right, unless I ran out of room. So from here, I'm going to go down 8, right 5. Whoops, ignore that dot. That's just my finger getting too close. Make sure I have arrows on my line. Good refresher. We should be pros at graphing lines by now. Okay, let's refresh our memories on parallel lines. So how are the slopes of parallel lines related?
They're the same.
They're the same. They're equal. Makes sense, or they're going to intersect, right? They're parallel. They both have the same slope. Okay. Slopes of perpendicular lines are
Negative reciprocal.
opposite reciprocals. Now you can say negative. I know some people do that. I always use opposite. Simply because opposite in math means a different sign, depending on what you start with. I had a kid in my high school, is how long it stuck with me, didn't like the word reciprocal, and he always used the word schlop. He got very excited, too. Let's schlop it. If ever the teacher asks now, what do you do to this fraction if you had to reciprocate? We would normally say reciprocate. He's schlop it, schlop it. I don't know why. I remember that. I mean, that was a long time ago. So schlop it is what you're going to do. Okay. So let's write an equation for the line through the point negative 1, 2 that's parallel and perpendicular to this line. So here's what's going on with this question, because it's a lot of information. We have the point negative 1, 2, and I have another line right here. So I'm asking you in part A to get a line that's parallel that goes through the point, and to get a line that's perpendicular. So I'm going to have 3 lines in total. 3 lines in total. All right, so here we go. First thing, I need to know the slope. What is the slope of this line? 3. So in part A, if it's parallel, my slope is 3. Then through the point negative 1, 2. Let's do point slope. Y minus 2 equals 3. X minus negative 1. Make sure you're showing this. Some of you might be tempted to skip this and go ahead and distribute. No, not according to the AP test. Oh, I skipped over that, didn't I? Hold on. Let me go back to the very first slide. Nope, not the first slide. Look at this example. You see this work right here, where I actually showed my subtraction of the y's and the x's? You have to show that in the AP test. And it's always a part A of an extended free response. Always. They'll say find the slope. It sometimes give you context. Find the rate with blah, blah, blah. But it's slope. If you do not show this, they will not give you any credit. It's worth 1 point out of 9 on an extended response. So show it. Get in that habit right now. I've talked to many graders, and they all say the same thing. They are not allowed to accept credit, even if it's right. You didn't show that. So anyway, I digress. Let's distribute. Y minus 2 equals 3x plus 3. off. 3x, so add 2, I get plus 5. Now, notice it did not tell me what form it wanted my answer in. So I'm just going to stick with slope-intercept, just kind of like the default. You guys are quiet. You with me? Hopefully, like I said, hopefully I'm boring you today. This is easy, that you're so bored. That's my goal. What's the slope of a perpendicular line? Negative 1/3. You're slopping. Okay, still the same point. So let's go y minus 2, negative 1/3, x minus negative 1, makes it plus. Distribute. Negative 1/3 x minus 1/3. Okay, this one's a nice easy fraction, but I'm going to go ahead and do the work off to the side just to make sure you guys are okay with fractions. When you add 2, remember to do a common denominator. Times 3/3, so I really have negative 1/3 plus 6/3, right, which is 5/3. Oops, I wrote minus 2. Grab my x. So are we good with our fractions in here? If you're not, please come see me in the tutorial because now's the time to talk about your homework a little bit, which we'll get to in a second. In your book, some problems have a circled gray. They are circled gray. Like number 1 is circled gray. That means you are not allowed to use a calculator on that question. The reason for that is it would be a no calculator question on the AP test. Please pay close attention to those problems at homework. Okay, as to whether or not you're allowed to use a calculator. They're going to assume you know how to do your basic fractions, stuff like that. Are we good? Okay. You try to finish it up. So you work this one. So find a line through the point 5, negative 3. It's parallel, perpendicular to the line 2x minus y equals 8. I'm going to work it while you're working it, so don't look up till you're done. It's like when I say that, I get like 5 people look up. It'll just be easier later. Oops. A minute or so to finish up.
Take a quick picture for your phone.
Look like you're doing math.
First.
Color pink up.
And I don't want to ask to sound like this, but didn't you say last Friday that if we turned in our syllabus, we'd have a small vote?
That's what that's for.
Oh, gotcha. I thought it was just for a great day.
Okay, a few of you still need to click in on your calculators. Let's be clicking in here. Yeah. Document. Okay. Are you in a document or are you in Scratchpad?
I'm in Scratchpad and I'm
Yes, you're in Scratchpad. So you can, it's always, Scratchpad is always in calculator. Yeah. So you get 2 options. So they don't save. So it's a clear amount still, but they won't save. Okay, somebody's still not clicked in and not even little mistakes. You guys being honest about your U-tries? No little mistakes. I need one more to click in. If you clicked in, you should no longer see the question, correct? It goes away.
Mine disappeared. Mine's not there. Did you dock? I don't think I submitted, but it's not there. How do I get it back?
How do you get it back?
Yeah,
I have to send it back to you.
I could teach it.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, let's go over it. I had to do a little bit of work first to find the slopes. I put it in slope intersect form, got 2 as my slope. Parallel line has the same slope. Simplify down. I don't know why I see a lot of little errors in here. I see 7s. I'm glad that I didn't see a lot of that in here. Just little tiny mistakes, sign differences and stuff like that. So that means opposite reciprocal is -1/2. Simplify down because we're going to be using parallel and perpendicular lines a lot, but we're not going to call them parallel and perpendicular lines. We're going to do words for them. But that's exactly what they are. So you need to know now. Okay. All right, then tonight. Okay, homework. A couple of things. You got your book on Friday. Hopefully you uploaded it. If not, perhaps now's a good time to do that. You've got time. In homework, I never give you the page numbers. I give you the section. We're in section 1.1. The reason for that is because my teachers in high school all gave me page numbers, and I got to college, and the professor's like, section 1.1. I'm like, what do you mean by that? I didn't know there were sections in the book. Like, didn't even dawn on me to look at it. So in case you're unaware, you go to section 1.1. You go through it. You're more than welcome to read the sections. So you go to the exercises at the end of the section. Now make sure you're not doing the quick review or quick quiz questions. You're doing the exercises. Okay. Pay close attention to if they're shaded in gray. That means no calculator on those. Okay. It's a pretty straightforward assignment. Make sure you do that. If you ever forget what the assignment is, I'll be back to this in a second, guys. It's of course on your nose. In the homework tab, you always have the assignment sheet. Whoops, I wrote on it. Let's erase it. You always have your assignment sheet with the bookwork. So it's in several places. If you have issues with OneNote, it's also online. Yes.
Do you have any specific homework format?
Let me stop recording here real quick.